These are hogs that are on their way to finish and be ready to go to market. Now they're probably 6 months or 8 months. There's some smaller pigs in here, and then there's some bigger ones. The bigger hogs in here are probably pushing 200 pounds. We let them get to about 3 to 350, so we get a lot of good fat on them. We get a lot of the flavors coming out of the fat, but what these hogs are eating is grass. Well, they're eating a mix of oats and turnips and radishes. And I'll show you out here, they just root the radishes up, and kind of in the background you can see those that are on top out there. They're the kind of the white bulbs that the hogs have got up. But these hogs are very social. You know, they like to be together. They like to lay down next to their buddy, you know, and they're happy. You know, they don't have to compete for feed or for water. You know, if they were in a confinement system in a small area, they would be fighting and biting and chewing on each other's tails and ears. You know, these pigs are social. They like to live together and sleep. And, you know, they'll lay in here when it starts getting, if I have some real cold weather, I'll come in here with some straw, a big bale of straw, and lay it out here, and they'll root all through it and bury under it and make them a house. And, you know, all you really need to do for hogs is give them some good place to be, keep them cool in the summer, and keep the feed for them. And we're doing it outside. I'm trying to pull up one of these turnips. You know, they're rooted pretty deep, but these you can see the hogs have grazed off the top, and we got the tuber down below, and this tuber will break down in the spring, and it'll release its fertilizer component back into the soil, and then we'll grow another crop here. So we're getting dual purpose. We're keeping our soil covered. The hogs are eating the salad, and then they root up the turnips too. You can see out there where they're eating them. You know, there's roughly 100 hogs in this patch, and we're about 12 acres here. You know, so they can go to the woods, they can go to the ditch, they can go to a pond if it gets hot. And we've got an automatic waterer right there. We've got an automatic feeder here. You know, they're eating the non-GMOs as well, you know, and the grass base. So, you know, what we've got here is a real healthy protein source. You know, the protein being the pork when we harvest them and take them to town. Our farm is probably producing as much pork as we are anything else. You know, we're trying to ramp up our beef business, but our pork has always been our strong marketing item. So we enjoy the hogs, you know, but you can see them, they're just kind of coming up from everywhere, you know, going to the water. These hogs right here ahead of us, they've ran the water over a little bit. Hogs like water. I mean, they're going to make a water hole somewhere that they'll go lay down in, and they can hop up on that little slab there and get them a drink when they want it. And you know, we don't mind the hogs having a water hole. We even run water out for them when we need to. You know, see him lifting the lid on that water. It's an automatic water. He's getting water there, and then the next pig that wants to drink can come up there and get them a drink. You know, so that's a way we've got it set up. This is all plumbed in here through buried lines that are coming from our windmill water that's coming out here. We've got some storage tanks, and it's pressured up with a pump. And now you'll see that pig's going to lay down. He's got him a drink, and he's ready to get cool. You know, he's laid down there in the water, and his belly's cool. And you keep them cool and fed and watered, and you got happy hogs.